What can we say? An absolute lost opportunity in Dublin, Ireland, in a game that had to be won, which wasn't, and they shouldn't have even been this close. Minnesota Vikings going down to defeat 24-21 to that guy, Gazoo, and the Steelers, who fortunately had time run out, or maybe Minnesota would have pulled out a miracle. But anyways, Tony Bell's joining me. Bill Dunkel's joining me. You can join us. Your comments will be read, will be presented here on the show. How upset are you at this one? Vikings now fall to 2-2. Steelers somehow are 3-1, but I'll tell you this much: that team ain't making the playoffs. Tony Bell, I'm just going to let you go off. We should have the advisory up. I don't know what Tony's going to say, but it might not be pretty. The floor is yours, Tony Bell.
Fuck this team. That's all I got to say.
Every single year we get duped.
It doesn't change. It's the same BS every single year. Once again, KOC as a head coach did not have this team ready to play after a big game last week. He has a major friggin' letdown.
I agree.
Major. You call offense like you're scared. It wasn't a masterclass by the friggin' Steelers. It was the fact that KOC's play calling was just garbage. And let's get on the fact that the offensive line sucks again because everybody's friggin' hurt. The offensive line coach sucks. The conditioning coach sucks. The strength coach sucks. And
it just sucks, Tony.
You signed big money for Fries and Kelly.
And you know what else sucks? Croak Field sucks. I'm going to let you all know I hate that field.
It's a soccer field. What do you expect?
Ireland, I hate Croak Field.
It's a soccer field. It's those fields over there.
Field. Justin Jefferson would have had a touchdown slip. I don't know what happened to Jordan Addison. The grass stepped up and made him fall down.
Well, you know what? Maybe them two. Maybe they should put on some real friggin' cleats instead of gold friggin' cleats. Jeez. And besides, also you got to remember, the grass over there is longer. They don't keep it trimmed. It's a different type of grass. But
honestly, Bill Dunkel, this team is another team that's just going to
see. They're coming to get. See, I've made enough noise, and the cops are coming to talk to me.
Tony, thank you for joining us.
You need to start that GoFundMe to get me out of jail.
Bill, honestly, let's just look at this. I mean, we all expected an easy win. I'm to blame. I thought 38-13. I said the Vikings were going to set a record with 13 sacks. It seemed like that was going to happen the first play. Jalen Redmond goes right in and sacks Rodgers. I'm like, oh, yeah. But you know what? The Steelers could have had 13 sacks today.
Redmond was the only bright spot.
Embarrassing. What happened, but you know what? I know if we're to do a game ball for a Viking, if we had to, you're probably going to give it to Carson Wentz.
Prince Harry's going to get it because he played his heart out, taking hit after hit. And by the way, I'm so upset that it should say Fish Eyes, not Fish Eye. And Fish Eyes goes to number 8 with the Steelers, who we should have signed in the offseason. That was another good move by the Vikings. Anyways, you could have let McCarthy sit for a year and learn from a Hall of Famer. Anyways, the GOAT for this game, now, TB said it right. I mean, honestly, the head coach didn't have him ready. His clock management, not knowing that when you spike it, you got to hurry, and he's going back in the huddle and fiddling and diddling around, then they get a 5-yard penalty, blah, blah, blah. The goal of the game is the defensive coordinator. Enough, people. This guy he's good. I think he's put on a pedestal that he does not deserve. How about that?
Well,
listen, every Atlanta now here, when he came, the excuse 2 years ago when he first started, he didn't have his guys, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't have the depth, which was fair. But this defense, and it came out again today, and it came out against Atlanta. And I think my big thing with him is not necessarily against the pass. They have a good pass rush. It's against the run. They're too small. I read this. They're the smallest defensive line in the NFL. And if teams pound, you're going to get what happened today. That should be a blueprint on what to do against this team. Now, if teams can do it, Philadelphia is going to be able to do that.
Well, yeah,
Baltimore could do that. Baltimore could do that because they got Lamar. Detroit has proven they could
Look,
do
I don't
that
even want to
even
look
without
that far
Ray
ahead,
now.
Bill. We can't even look that far ahead because I'm
Well,
going to
no,
tell
but
you
you got
what.
to be. He's got to
I'm going to
fix
say on
this.
record right now, Cleveland's going to beat the hell out of
Yeah,
us.
well, that too, but dude, he didn't. They still except for the last one when it was 3rd and half a yard at the end, they didn't stop him. The drive before it
Well,
was
there
like
is a
3rd and
precedent
something,
for the
and he
Vikings.
still ran for 9-10
Well, Jamar
yards.
Gibbs loves playing the Vikings. And what is Jamar Gibbs? He's a what? Small running back. What
Yeah,
is
well,
Kenneth Gainwell?
tackle him.
Small running
Yeah.
back. Okay?
Tackle him.
Yeah, well,
You're
I
getting
agree, but he
penetration.
couldn't.
Tackle him.
There was a play where 2 Vikings had a shot at him, couldn't
Yeah.
get him, and Gainwell almost, I think he ran for a first down or was close on that run where he ran
And
out wide around the tackle, the left tackle.
why are they letting Metcalf and all the others off the line so easy? That's,
They gave
press
Metcalf a
coverage.
big
The
push in
Steelers didn't
today.
do anything great,
That's
guys.
on the coach. That's on
Yeah.
the defensive
The
coordinator.
Steelers didn't do anything great today, other than that 80-yard touchdown pass from Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers to Metcalf, which was a play in which Eric Wilson.
But they made the
screwed up.
key plays to keep the drives alive. That's the difference.
Well,
and that's
I know,
on the-
I realize that, but I mean, honestly, the Steelers were handing this game to the Vikings.
They were.
Literally, were handing this
They
game to the
were.
Vikings.
They were at the end, 100% right. And by the way, you know what's so weird about it? That we all should agree on this. If Addison scores right away, or even the next play after, they got about another minute.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. They do.
They do.
And
You know.
they won't have to rush.
No.
It's just all. I mean,
Then they had to
so you think
onside
maybe it
kick
was
it. Yeah, then they had to onside kick
But
it.
guys, have you guys noticed though the really bad it's every year with KOC getting the plays in. That ought to tell you
They're
something
slow.
right there as the reason why he never called plays in an offense in the
Yeah.
NFL. That should be a
You're
telltale.
right. I mean, how many quarterbacks is he frustrated with this win? You can't wait late in the game.
How bad is it when you frustrate Kirk Cousins?
Oh,
Yeah,
How bad are
minivan,
you?
good old minivan.
yeah. Even Sam Darnold last year, very docile.
Yeah.
Sam
Yeah.
Darnold showed like
So you've got to ask.
He's not
everybody wants to just drool over Caleb.
You're not winning the Super Bowl with
he's
that
a
guy's head
quarterback
coach.
whisperer.
Period.
Oh, he's this. Well,
He needs it.
And I'm going to be wrong.
And
I said they'd win the Super Bowl.
He needs to
happening.
have his feet held to the fire. That's all I got to say.
let's just face it, in the NFC North, this team could be last. This team could seriously be last because you know what? The Bears
Well,
have
the injuries now.
With the
Bears have
injuries,
a
is a
very good offensive
possibility. But let's be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. This division, it ain't the Rams.
No, yeah.
The Lions may be a 10-win team. Packers, after the way they played against Cleveland, are not a 10-win team.
Well, if Brian O'Neill is out, well, you got School
By the way, why the hell was Rouse deactivated?
because I think they moved up
Another wasted draft
Elijah
pick, maybe?
Williams in his
Just another
place.
wasted draft pick. Is he bad enough that he can't even dress? When you have a guy by the name of School who gets schooled every time he's on the freaking field,
And they
Is that
brought
what
him
you're
in from
telling
Tampa
me?
because he did well. You know what I'm kind of thinking, though, a little bit? I'm wondering if it's the offense. TB has said this now for a couple years. I think it's the offensive line coach a little bit because Justin School played well with Tampa. That's well known in his limited time when Tristan Wirfs and the other guy was out. He played some right tackle last year also, and he did pretty good. That's why they signed him. Ed Ingram's playing okay. Played terrible here, so maybe it's a little bit also in the coaching with these guys because they are awful.
You can definitely say it has to be
Awful.
something that we're not doing, right?
And Ryan Kelly needs to retire.
Yeah, you know what, Ryan.
He
Kelly,
probably will now if he's having this
I'm
many.
just
He's
wondering
had
how he gets back because he's probably not playing next week.
No, he ain't
probably
playing
has
next
to wait
week.
another week, right, to fly
Yeah.
with a concussion. They kind of want to protect you.
they may. I mean, and players have done this before. Players will lie.
Look, yeah, they'll lie. 100%.
They'll lie. And guess what? If the line is in desperate need, the friggin' team will lie with him to get him out there.
It's sad though. I mean, Ryan Kelly right now, if he's had 2 concussions the last 2 weeks, if I'm him and talking with his wife and his family, I seriously consider just retiring.
Yeah,
right
You
now.
know
He's
what
had a
though?
lot of
He
them.
had this concussion problem in friggin' Indianapolis, and
Yep.
you signed him anyway.
And we still signed him. And you just mentioned too, Tony, and I've been jumping on Will Fries because he's one of the lower graded offensive linemen in the NFL. He's
Gee, I wonder why.
You watch today, penalties after penalties.
Yep.
That's another thing. And who does penalties fall on, Tony and Bill? It falls on what? Penalties. Coaching.
Penalties
correct?
fall on your friggin' coaching.
Right. I mean, look, we had a great kick return.
Not disciplined.
Miles Price had a great kick return, which could have been a whole other aspect of turning that game around. And what happened? We got called.
You know what though? That hold was janky as hell. I'm gonna say that was really janky.
You know, but the Vikes did catch some breaks too, right? We didn't, but they did. The Jordan Lee fumble,
100%.
That started the game. I mean, his foot might have been, I don't know, a millimeter on the white line, right? And the interception later in the game, that is close. I thought it was an interception. Didn't matter. Didn't hurt the Steelers. But still, the Vikes caught some breaks, and yet they couldn't take advantage of it. So the question that is to be asked, and yes, we can overreact. I've overreacted. Bill's overreacted. We
all do.
Tony's overreacted. We've all overreacted.
Everybody
this team is 2-2. Right? They're going to London, England. They're going to be staying in Europe. Let's just hope that the Detroit Lions beat up the Browns today, so they're a little.
Browns are about to score.
Yeah, well, that could.
Myles Garrett.
I'll tell you what, that is not the team I would pick to want to play.
Myles Garrett against Justin School, most likely.
Oh my Lord, Myles Garrett. Oh, so I'm going to come up with another crazy prediction. Myles Garrett will have 5 sacks next Sunday.
Well, could happen.
He'll have 5 sacks, and the Vikings will have at least 5 holding penalties against him because I don't know.
And here's the thing: one of your tight ends is hurt, but you've got 10 other tight ends on the roster still. You mean to tell me you can't devise a game plan to help chip on the edges?
Yeah.
This is ever since KLC got here. It's the same thing. Over and over and over and over. You haven't
says they need I don't know about that, Danny. I don't know about that, but Tony.
What did he say?
Danny Helms says we need Ingram back. Let's not overreact. That's an overreaction.
You know what? I'll take it. You know what? I take Ingram.
But you know what?
I would take Ingram back. I would take him back.
Next, I'm waiting for Torrey Holt. Well, let's just bring Kirk Cousins back. No,
hell, I would take Oli Udo. I ain't gonna lie.
I'll be honest with you. It doesn't matter who our quarterback is behind that offensive. No, we don't like it, Kirk. Shut up. It doesn't matter what quarterback is behind the offensive line that we have currently. It's going to be disaster. Actually, Carson somehow was through for 400 yards today. So, but. It's a miracle. Okay,
and let's put a microscope on that 400 yards. He threw for 400 yards because we were playing behind the whole.
Of course.
And the Steelers do have the 24th worst pass defense. And I'll tell you what, you
want
to talk about names stealing money? Jalen Ramsey stealing money. Okay. Yeah. Darius Slay has not been good in 2 years, stealing money today.
Cam Hayward is stealing money, and then he got mad and wanted to negotiate the money he was stealing and wanted more money.
Yep, and he got it.
But the Vikings offensive line made the Steelers defense look good today for a little while, and that's the big problem.
Can we just all – I think I'm being a realist. This has been 1961. This is what fans have put up with.
It's a continual thing. We're so excited.
Yeah, but in 61, they were an expansion team.
But you know what I mean.
This is a team coming back for the freaking playoffs.
No, I know, but you know what I mean. As a
franchise.
Tony.
14 wins in the playoffs.
The franchise history, this is what it is. We have never, if it isn't one thing, it's the other.
Actually, you know, this is more like 72 coming out of 71 because they got Fran back. But yet the offensive line fell apart, and they couldn't run the football.
This looks like 2018 to me.
Yeah, and what do we get? And I'm
going to be wrong. I'm the idiot. But I just you hope and you hope and you hope, and it's just.
Well, what the Vikings need to do, guys, and I know Bill, you might not like this, but we need to get JJ behind center immediately.
Yeah, but it ain't going to happen next week.
No, it won't.
Unless
he
can't play.
It won't. There's no way they're putting him against the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, guys, remember when we were talking about Ed Ingram?
Yeah. He just gave up a sack. Danny Helms, by the way, chimes in. I think the O-line coach is not great.
He literally just blew past. Jeffrey Simmons just literally blew past.
Let's watch out what we're saying because Ingram and Udo were not good when they were with us.
Well,
Okay?
Danny
and
Helms
there's
brings
only
up
a
a
certain,
point.
and you know what, guys? There's only a certain amount of coaching you can do with certain guys when
Yeah,
either
but they're the
good
ones
or
that are
they're not
bringing.
good, right?
They're the ones that are drafting these guys. They're the
Yeah.
ones that are putting
Yes,
these guys in.
scouting.
It's on them.
Yeah, scouting.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
These are your draft picks
whatever.
that are not coming to. Walter Rouse should not
I,
be on
I
a sideline in street clothes.
I am tired now of seeing Ivan Pace on that field on defense.
I've been tired of Ivan Pace on that
And
field.
Brian Flores continues to put him out there.
Yeah, and he can't
Now,
cover
will he put him out
anyone.
there when Brian Cashman comes back?
Make Pace
Yeah.
a free safety. Make him a free safety where you have him run blitz.
I can go one better. I go one better. Trade his ass.
Well, you know what? There's room now. That changes some of the rumors I told you guys about.
Yeah,
correct?
that ain't happening.
That ain't happening because
No,
you ain't giving up
that's
draft.
not-
Now you need all the
they're
draft
not.
capital
I don't think they
because
ever were, but
you're going to have to replace a lot of these old guys stealing money. And Jonathan Allen today was stealing freaking money. So was
This
TJ
has been-
Hawkinson.
You know, by
Where
the
the
way,
hell
this
was
is
TJ Hawkinson
yeah.
until the third quarter
Well,
of that football game?
with Jonathan Allen, this is kind of his little bit of a history. He does take games off. So, I mean, he's not consistent.
And don't forget now, we didn't get over there till what, Friday.
Right?
So
Thursday or
guess
Friday?
what? The older
Thursday.
guys are going to suffer from jet lag.
You know what?
Especially the bigger guys.
You know what, Tony? I hear excuses about jet lag and all that.
That's not an
I
excuse.
flew from Connecticut to LA. The next day
Well,
I was up when I was
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but did you get in there? Did you play a fucking football game? No. Did you have a 350-pound lineman hitting you every fucking play? No, you didn't. There's a difference.
Teddy helps.
Pittsburgh,
Pace couldn't cover any of us in the backyard. Yeah, well,
Pittsburgh got over there around
He
the same
might
time.
be able to cover me. I can't move like I used to, but
Yeah, but
Pittsburgh
Tony,
got
you're
over
taller
there
than him. All you
around
have
the
to do is
same
put your
time.
Yeah.
hand up, and I'll hit
my
you
height
with
would
one.
my height
You're
would do him
so
in.
far to knock it away from.
Exactly.
I
My
mean,
height.
I get it,
Fisheyes
Tony. I
complained
get it, but
about
I don't want. Listen, this team has had so many excuses, and I don't want to fall into these. Well, the Steelers have to play, and actually, Bill, you mentioned this. The Steelers were an economy. Skylar Thompson was robbed in Dublin, Ireland the night before. The Steelers had more excuses than the Vikings did, and they showed up for at least 3 quarters today, and were the much better team than the Vikings, and that's saying a lot. After I watched the Steelers last week suck, you know what?
Yeah, but just think though, if Fish Eyes, now I'm calling him Fish Eyes.
Nice.
They don't get that. They don't get the touchdown, and the Vikings come back and win. I mean, he's very lucky he dodged a bullet there.
Yep, and that was a bad decision by him.
And that's why you don't want Aaron Rodgers on your team. But you know what's funny about that, Bill? I was mentioning that to Tony before you came on. Maybe you do want Aaron Rodgers on the team so he can usurp KOC's stupid play calling. And
I think
no, you don't. You know, because you know how the PR machine is with the Vikings. So right away, they would be all over A-Rod. They'd be trying to get rid of A-Rod right away.
And then A-Rod would sour, and you know what the rest of. Listen, I've actually met A-Rod a couple times. Nice guy, always was great to me, all those things. But I don't want him as my quarterback. He's too old. We've had this.
Too old, 100%.
I mean, you had Brett Favre. We did that once. We had Cunningham. Yeah, we caught fire. We caught fire, okay? But we have to draft and develop a quarterback.
Now,
we supposedly have that guy. Unfortunately, I kind of agree with you, Bill. I don't want to put him behind this offensive line because you could just retard his growth.
But here's the thing, though: when are you going to put him behind the line? You're going to have to.
That begets the question because O'Neal, I hope he didn't tear anything.
That's a big loss. I mean,
that's going to be huge if he did because Justin School. Oh God.
Oh my God.
I would put Walter Rouse in there personally.
I would too.
And I don't understand why they move Rouse over the right tackle to be the heir apparent to O'Neal.
There's some reason why he's not being.
I don't get. I think it's got a lot to do with Cooper, and I think it's got a lot to do with KLC.
It could. I mean, all these factors are possibly part of what's going on. But I ask you this, guys. I mean, do the Vikings have to go out and maybe get some offensive line help this week?
No.
I mean, and then you
they'll.
You got to get them. You got to get them overseas, right? To play in a game.
They got the bye week coming.
They got the bye week coming, so what they'll probably do is scout the waiver wire and
they'll live with what they got. I will say, when we talked about this on the preview show, back and forth with when McCarthy's going to play, but I did say, I mean, they take an injury or. Now, Wentz, I thought, played well, but if they lose to Cleveland, it's also scenarios that if they lose.
They lose to
both
Cleveland.
games
JJ's back in.
internationally,
Yeah.
then JJ probably is back in against Philly because he's going to have the bye and just to, fire things up with the team.
Can you imagine JJ back against Philly with that huge defensive line against
Yeah,
our offensive line? I will pray for JJ.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The only thing that you hope is that KOC will let JJ be JJ if he's going to play that team.
Good luck.
Tony.
And he's not. KOC's ego will not let JJ.
You know what?
You know what? They're
the
going to have
player
to
he
be a
is.
shotgun. You know what, Tony? They're going to have to
Giraffe
be
is a control freak.
What have I been? Have you been listening to me at all? Obviously, I'm on this show and you never friggin' listen to me. I've been saying the same damn thing. I've said it. He's got to play in pistol and shotgun.
Yes, that's what he did well. That's how he won at Michigan.
Yes, but when you've got when you have a failed NFL quarterback like KOC who thinks everything is under center.
Yeah, that's coaching. If your offensive line sucks, we've seen a lot of bad offensive line play, right? I mean, remember the season when Kirk Cousins was rolling out every other play, it seemed like, and it worked. You run away from the pressure. You run away from Myles Garrett.
And that's
Garrett
what they
up to your left, you run to the right. It's kind of simple, right?
And that's what they should have been doing with JJ in the first 2 games. But it's almost like he went back to calling today's game, like the first 2 games of the season. He didn't do what worked last week.
And some of the big plays that were made were Carson using his feet. One, he got that big first down. The other one, somehow he avoided one of the 1 million sacks the Steelers got, and he threw that beautiful pass. I mean, Wentz used his athleticism to prevent even more horrible plays being against the offense. You got to this is the modern era. KOC, let your quarterback do what they do well. And as Tony said, if you're going to put JJ back in there, learn some pistol offense. Let him
you know what? I'm going to say this. They let the guy go this offseason, which I thought was a horrible move. They let the wizard go. The guy that everybody loved in that building, that everybody is in the quarterback room, Mr. Everything, Grant Udinski, and you kept Wes Phillips. So
where did Udinski go?
He's with Liam Cohen. He's the offensive coordinator, so-called offensive coordinator in Jacksonville. But if you're going to talk about a guy that's and he was, everybody loved Grant. I mean, he had interviews in Seattle, then Jacksonville. But then you let him go after talking him up. What does Wes Phillips do here? What upside does Wes Phillips give you? But nothing.
Wes Phillips doesn't rock the boat.
Yeah, I know, but come on, man.
And also,
I think Grant would help JJ too.
Haven't we said this? He's getting paid to be an offensive coordinator. KOC should get out of his way.
Yeah,
KOC can't get out of his. KOC took this gig because he would be able to call plays.
Yeah. I think you have less delay of games, less commotion if you let Wes or Grant or whoever the offensive coordinator was call the plays and you just oversee it, right?
He should be overseeing the whole team.
100%.
That's what a head coach is supposed to do.
That's what a head coach is supposed to do.
100%.
I mean,
and by the way,
Andy Reid in Kansas City let Eric Bieniemy call plays. That was a misnomer. That even Andy Reid, one of the brilliant,
he let him call plays. Yeah, he did.
And then
take that away from your own having to deal with.
Okay, score alert! Score alert! The Patriots just scored on looks like an
May.
No, it was Marcus Jones.
And the proverbial from the control center
on a punt return.
Go Pats!
How about the Colts? They're playing the Rams today, right?
Yeah, not till 3 o'clock.
The best player in the National Football League, Daniel Jones.
How about Detroit?
Score update: Philadelphia 14, Tampa Bay nothing.
Wow, yeah, the Eagles.
Is that in Philly?
No, in Tampa.
Yeah, the Eagles
How
haven't
about
really played. The
Cleveland?
Eagles isn't it amazing? The Eagles are what? Undefeated, right? And
the Eagles and Tampa Bay both.
And the Eagles haven't really played that well
Mike
yet.
Evans.
That's a scary thought process.
Oh, my God. Baker Mayfield just threw an interception to Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And DeJean is all the way down to the Tampa Bay 33-yard line.
The Great White Hope.
There's like 4:10 left in the first quarter.
How about Cleveland and Detroit?
They're tied at 7.
I got to get handed to the Browns.
Now we got to root for the Raiders, the Browns, I can't do it.
The Cowboys.
I root for the Cowboys.
Oh, I can't. No.
That's a tie. That's a tie.
I don't hate, these teams of the 70s that I really just hated. I don't hate them as much anymore.
I laugh
They
at
don't win. I
Steelers.
guess it's because they don't win as much, right?
One of them.
Oh,
Steelers
guys,
were
we
one
got
of
a
them.
full-fledged fight in Tampa Bay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Tristan Wirfs got his helmet yanked off by Mitchell, the D-back, and his
Quentin Mitchell.
yanked his helmet off.
Helmet get thrown?
No, he yanked it off of Wirfs' head.
That's a penalty, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, Baker Mayfield got into it first.
Oh.
And so
Baker's an emotional guy. He can lose his cool pretty easily.
Yeah,
so Wirfs came to the aid of his quarterback, and next thing you know, Mitchell takes his helmet off of him.
Baker's got a little Joe Cap in him.
Can I say something? I hope that when people watch this show and say, I think a fan is a fan that can be critical of their team that they love and praise them. You have to be critical when criticism is necessary, right? And it's the same old story. Tony and
guys,
right off the bat,
big injury here.
Injury alert.
No alt for the Chargers. Just carted off the field.
Who?
Oh,
Joe Alt.
Oh no!
No way!
They cannot lose him.
No way!
Slater gone, Alt gone. Oh,
who are the Chargers playing today?
The Giants.
Oh my!
In New York, obviously.
Yeah. Here's my thing, and I'll piggyback off what you said, Bill.
All right.
I just want to say this quickly before you piggyback. Tony said it best when he said it's every game with O'Connell, not every, but mostly every game, every big game, mostly that the team is flat. Now you go and piggyback, and he's speaking the truth. This isn't made up crap here. It's the truth.
We're just speaking from, what, guys? We speak from the heart. We speak from the heart.
If you watch this team, it's like all three of us watch the way we watch football.
Yes.
We watch it from like coach's standpoint. We don't watch it from the fan standpoint.
I mean, what couldn't the Vikings do today, which we said in our big three they had to do? What? Run the football.
Run the ball.
They didn't. Yeah. Mike Tomlin said, you know what? We're going to put 6-7 men in a box. You ain't running it. So Carson Wentz beat us. Go ahead.
Beat us.
Well, you know what, though?
Defense on passing.
What would have worked, though? Play action. Roll out Wentz. Yeah. It would have worked. Now, granted, everybody on the offensive line was dropping like flies. But
you got to try something.
But you've got to try something. And here's the deal. You bring in an extra tight end. Well, guess what? He gets off his block. He rolls out in the flat. You dump the ball off to him and let him get yak yards.
Yeah.
Damn, Joel.
They just didn't do. I mean,
it's not rocket science.
No, it's not. It's
Joel. And plus, people, I'm a little more passionate than most because guess what? Like Bill, like Eric, we've actually seen this team in a Super Bowl.
And our time's running.
And we got more years behind us than ahead of us. So we need to see them back now and win.
I have less patience, and I think we all have less patience.
I'm running out of patience. I am running out of patience.
I mean, there's no excuses anymore. This team should have been better than what we've seen in the first. I mean, honestly, if they don't pull that game out in Chicago, this team's 1-3.
This team's 1-3.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with, and they played well for
and
one
by the
quarter
way,
in that game.
Let's be real. Let's be serious. Yeah. They still might have won it, but if Joe Burrow is in there last week.
0-4, probably. I mean,
well, Burrow, here's the thing with Cincinnati.
It's not 48-10.
It's not 48-10. It's probably a closer game, but Cincinnati's a dumpster fire.
Yeah. The Vikings might still win, but it would have been closer, obviously.
So you're talking 1-3, 0-4. I mean, the team they played today wasn't that good.
Did they say that a knee?
Not yet.
Must be you're carted off, guys.
They carted him off. They haven't said yet. They carted him off to the locker room.
And Alt.
That's a big knock for Jim Harbaugh.
And we go there October 23rd.
Yep.
Guys, I really look at the Los Angeles Chargers, should be the San Diego Chargers, and the Minnesota Vikings. Very, very similar in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, they are.
Every year it seems like, this could be the year. And then crap starts happening, whether injuries, freak
Can we trade coaches?
Bad coaches? Yeah. I would in a heartbeat. Well, we all know. I mean, we all know.
Yeah, but the Chargers will go through their adversity this year, especially with the offensive line, but they've got a head coach and a front office that will address it right.
They're well coached. They're well coached. And, he'll figure it out. Harbaugh will figure it out. He always does. He doesn't I mean, they're all guns a-blazing with him. I mean, he's that good. I mean, people. I know people won't like him because of the Michigan thing, and then what he did with the 49ers with the blood and all that stuff that he did. The guy can flat out coach, 100%,
Yeah, he can.
100%.
He's an old school coach too, guys.
He
He's a
turned
guy.
around Stanford. Stanford never won. He turned that around. He turns everything around. He
Bill will
got
like
the
this.
49ers
Bill's gonna
back to
love
prominence.
this because he's not only is an old school coach, but he believes
Yes.
you have to be big on the
But
lines, and you have to
we
be
wanted a guy
running.
to say good morning, good afternoon in the hallway to the players.
Yes. Yes.
And that's by
right.
the way, people say you're being sarcastic. No, that's the
No,
truth.
that's the truth.
That's true. That is
That's the
Zimmer,
truth.
Bozo the Clown, as I called him, was ripped because the players were upset because he wouldn't say good morning or good afternoon or good night, whatever it may be, or hi or
He
any
wasn't
of that.
he wasn't
He wasn't
personable.
personable. He was an old school guy.
Yeah.
Business.
That's business. You know.
They
what?
also had another. They
I'm not
also
here to
had
hear
a
you tell me good
person
morning. Yeah.
when it came time to hire Harbaugh. They had a person in the interview process that should
we
not
know.
have
We
been
know.
in the
We
interview
know.
process.
It hurts. I don't
Should
even
have
want to
been
talk about it 'cause it
anywhere
hurts.
near
It
that
hurts.
interview process.
He had, and Tony has told us this, and we all, and I heard this. He came here. Okay, so it's like if Tony's a big time coach flying in, and Tony's got that resume. When you're flying in, you think you got the job, right?
Yeah.
That's what he thought.
I think they thought he was going to get the job
The
because they
first
already had
half,
Jim Harbaugh
what
in
I
the
heard,
hallway.
and
Yeah.
Tony has said this too, and I also heard it from the meeting. The first half, the first whatever hour, whatever they went perfect, and he's all excited. And then came the second half with who as part of the interview, and then it was done.
Guys, I was told from my
This
connections.
is my problem. What are we doing? This collaboration BS.
I was told he was hired.
Yeah.
It was
he
it
was
was just working out the contract. I think I
He
told
was
you
hired
guys.
until he
heard it.
wasn't hired.
And then the next thing I knew, I had heard from Darren Wolfson via Score North that morning.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden there was a hiccup in the thing. And
Right
here's
after
the deal.
It was
I'm
right
just
after
gonna
lunchtime.
I'm just gonna say this. Me and Bill joke about this all the time. They blame the brother.
Oh, Stapleton.
Well, he's a
It
Michigan.
wasn't.
He wanted Harbaugh back, and you know what? He actually was right.
But here's
he wasn't the main problem, though.
Nobody didn't put these two and two together.
He wasn't the main problem.
He got blamed for Harbaugh not taking the job here, right?
It wasn't him.
But then when Michigan,
this is on the Wilfs too. This is on Mark Wilfs.
Well, yeah, of course.
Exactly.
You never talk to a former employee like that. You haven't.
Well, Trent Baalke thing.
Oh, he talked to Baalke.
Yeah.
He talked to Baalke. And everybody knows, if you know anything about the Niners, Baalke and Harbaugh did not get along.
Yeah.
But there was somebody in that Viking organization, not going to mention any names, was totally against hiring him, and that's what really was the nail in the coffin, besides Baalke and Stapleton.
But here's the catch. Here's the problem. This is what Viking fans didn't piece together, and I don't think anybody did. Stapleton got blamed for not having a job here. But then Stapleton got blamed for getting him suspended at Michigan. Okay, why would you want him to not get the job here only to have him go back to your alma mater and then you suspend him? Nobody put two and two together.
No, it worked. They did win a national championship. So
yeah. So I mean, this organization, and now
that's what we do. You know what's sad, Tony and Bill, and even for myself and quality control that has to listen to this. What do we always seem to do? We always seem to go back into the past and say, well,
yeah, we always do.
Oh my God, guys.
Well, if someone didn't get
big play alert. Right? Big play alert.
What do we have?
In the Chargers-Giants game, Dexter Lawrence just intercepted Justin Herbert and carried the ball down to the 7-yard line. First and goal for the Giants at the Chargers 7.
But we need to stop this going back in time.
Yeah, but it's always going to happen until they win.
Yeah.
You know, we have to. I know, because we only have the great memories of teams that I was really kind of too young to remember in full bloom. You do, Bill. You do, Tony, a little bit better than I do. So we don't have that. You know, we have little faint chances, 98, 09, 17.
Me and Bill.
Last year, if you want to call that a chance, right?
Me and Bill.
87, I do remember. That was that was as excited as I was because
Me and Bill saw the real Vikings.
Yeah, that's the real.
We saw the real Vikings. Anything after that has been a knockoff version of some sort, but we saw the real Vikings. So naturally, when we look at these teams now, we naturally go back to those because we saw those guys. We saw the best players in this franchise.
Sure. Absolutely.
So
we think of them fondly. We do.
Yeah. So for this generation now, I mean, all they got is literally Randy Moss.
And I will tell you this, for those that are still left from that generation, right? Ed White, Carl Eller, and Alan Page. There's nothing more. There's nothing more. They probably feel this more than we do, right? Fran Tarkenton. They want this franchise to freaking win one year. They got so it will make what they did even greater, right? Because we know things are being held back against them, where certain players like Jim Marshall should be in the Hall of Fame, right? He's not because, they lost 4 Super Bowls. So what? Andre Reed got in, and that's to take nothing away from Andre Reed, okay?
Bruce Smith.
But Jim Marshall was a better football player than
Kelly.
Andre Reed. And go look at any statistic you want, any which way, okay? Andre Reed wasn't a captain of his football team for the many years Jim Marshall was. But that's the problem. Like, we feel that way. They feel like that. We need our ownership, our front office, and our freaking coaching staff to get their heads out of their asses and have a team ready to go every freaking week like it's the last game you're going to play.
But here's the thing. Here's the problem with this franchise now. They're too busy selling merch. They're too busy selling tickets. They're too busy putting the Viking logo on every damn thing out there. They're too busy trying to get us on TV every friggin' week. That's all they care about. They don't care. The problem is the product you're putting on the field isn't consistent.
No.
And if you really want people to pay attention to your product, you got to be consistent. Yes, people are talking about the Vikings, but they're talking about how inconsistent this franchise and this team can be.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, there is no – and championship teams have a flow going from the top all the way down to the bottom. And for whatever reason, there's little hiccups with our organization, whether it's the coach – whether it's the GM who strikes out on a whole draft, but that's not all his fault. That includes scouts. Scouts are involved in that process.
We haven't had good scouting since Scott Studwell retired. I'm just putting it out there.
And now we got Griggy.
Rouse is in street clothes. We got problems.
And now we got Griggy. We got Griggy with it. With it.
He did such a good job in Indianapolis. Let's get Andrew Luck on the phone and ask him about that.
Nobody bothered to call Andrew about Grigson.
Thank you, Tony.
Andrew loves Griggy.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe we should.
He ruined Andrew Luck's career. He ruined him.
Well, and I can tell you right now, if he had a hand in doing this, signing Fries and Kelly,
of course,
right now they look like a bust. He had it, and if
100%.
if this keeps JJ back, then Grigson might have ruined another QB.
And by the way, and I think we all agree on this, McCarthy fails, then you're going to see a new head coach and a new GM. Period.
Yeah, you would have to. I mean, because this.
Well, you also notice
their guy.
The Wilfs are so quick to give people extensions that really don't deserve them.
They're pretty loyal too. Remember, they're pretty loyal.
Too loyal sometimes.
They're too loyal. Not as loyal as Bud was, but Bud back then loyalty was different. These guys are loyal because it's continuity, but the continuity is still the same. You stay status quo.
It's collaboration.
And unfortunately, guys,
if I hear that word one more time, Bill.
And unfortunately, guys, with people like Mike Greenberg, people in the national media keep saying that KOC is the first coach that they would draft. Well, then the Wilfs are here.
What do people? I honestly, I'm just going to ask this: what do people see in KOC that makes him just automatically like? If I'm starting a franchise, I want KOC.
Well, it's what he has done with like when Mullins and Dobbs, just how he made
what he did with Sam Darnold is his greatest.
And then what he did with Sam Darnold. And so
have you guys noticed? Have you guys noticed something though? What he did with Darnold, what he did with Cousins, what he did with Mullins, but then look at what he did with Dobbs and what he did with JJ. What's the difference in the type of quarterbacks.
Well, he wants them not to be running quarterbacks. It's quite obvious. He doesn't
Yeah.
want them to use
The pure traditional NFL drop back quarterback flourishes under KOC. If you're that new age quarterback where you use your feet to make plays, you're not going to work.
You know,
and Wentz is kind of in between. He's kind of like that traditional drop back. Now he is, since he got hurt. But before then, he would make plays with his feet.
You know, quick question, and how because it might have. Let's say O'Neal is out for the year, God forbid.
Oh God.
Oh jeez.
How in the hell? And McCarthy's going to have to play. Obviously, he's going to play. My God, the teams are just going to load up.
Oh,
and then if you have Jurgens at center,
week,
and by the way, that's Jurgens at center too, because Kelly's out for he's going to be a little bit.
Kelly might not even be back till.
Where's the silver lining, gentlemen? Let's not all be putting the dirt on the coffin. Where's there a silver lining?
Well, look at hold it. Look what the Steelers did today. And Eric said it in our text, and he said it perfectly. And they did what they should. They just blitzed and came right at them.
I see that offensive line.
That's going to be that's what Cleveland will do, even with Garrett.
It's like saying a wolf with a rabbit that's bleeding.
That's right.
You're just going to attack. You're just going to tear it to shreds.
And Daniil Hunter just got a sack.
Oh, good
Daniil.
Good old Daniil. Good old Python.
Hey, by the way,
you know what?
Bad.
I love the red zone. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing. It really is.
It's so bad that yesterday I go in the grocery store and I tell go in where Paul and Blake and Ted work, and I go in there and I hit a couple things, and I told the guy, they said, the Gophers are doing the flex thing again, losing again. I said, because I wasn't very happy. They're down 14-0, looked flat as hell. TB, you know how he is too. But they came, and then I get in the car and they're ahead. But he finally kind of figured it out a little bit. This quarterback the Gophers have now, Lindsey, he's pretty good for them. I mean, he's really good.
Well, you know what? We might find out what Minnesota
they're going to take over this
Max Bosmer, if he's any good, because if Carson Wentz keeps getting hit like that and JJ's not ready.
Well, by the way, Fleck talked about him yesterday. He said somebody asked Fleck about Max with Lindsey, and he said, Max, I've never seen anybody, just like the draft said, study. And he said he had Drake Lindsey, who, by the way, TB and I talked about this. Drake Lindsey's from Arkansas. His grandfather, Jim Lindsey, played for the Vikings.
He was a
Number
special
21.
teams captain. He was a special teams captain until he retired, and then Bill Brown took over.
So, gentlemen, before we leave here and say adieu and watch these games on Red Zone.
Can we all do Skull?
No, I don't know if we should have to do Skull tonight because they're not worthy of a Skull. And there's really no good, bad, and ugly. It was all ugly, and it was quite
all
bad.
ugly. There's no
if we were to do a silver lining, if there's a silver lining, anything.
I would say Jalen Redmond did good. I would say Carson Wentz under the circumstances.
Yeah, Wentz played tough. Wentz, Addison returning over.
Addison's back. Addison is back.
Yeah. Jefferson, I thought played well. He just had that turf. But there's some Jalen Redmond. I will say this. That was what an under the radar pickup that was.
Yeah.
But he did look good in the UFL. I do remember him in the UFL.
Did you see
this guy can play football?
I didn't see Levi, or if he was in there.
He played, but he wasn't.
He played, but here's the problem. They did not play him a lot. Yeah. They played Hargrave more, and they played Allen more.
And Allen and Hargrave were just non-visible. They were both.
No. Dawkins,
it's like they didn't even show up today.
Ingram Dawkins did play. I don't know why
Elijah Williams played special teams.
Yeah.
I think they need to bring Taki up.
I mean, did Ryan Wright forget how to punt today or what?
Ryan Wright has always been a bad punter.
If they could find another guy that could punt and hold, he'd been out of here 2 years ago.
Unbelievable. Well,
but they've got that continuity, so they're not going to.
We bid adieu here. We will preview the next European installment. Vikings now 8-1.
Justin School versus Myles Garrett, maybe.
Oh, please, Bill. I don't even want to think about that. I don't want to think. Myles Garrett maybe get 10 sacks.
Did you see him looking at his
chops? Is lining up against Myles Garrett.
Did you see him?
You know what Garrett's going to do? You know what Garrett's going to do? This will make you laugh. This will be like Larry Bird talking to his defensive. You're going to guard me? You're going to guard me? Really? They're putting you on me?
You know what? And it would not shock me. It's been done before.
I'd have put Walter Ross.
It wouldn't shock me if they flip-flop Darisaw to right tackle.
If that's where Garrett will just move to the other side, though. Garrett will move. He's a Flores dream player. He'll move Wherever they see a weakness, Garrett can move to. And
Well, he'll never move to.
Let's see where Myles Garrett could go. Under center, Michael Juergens.
Oh,
Right tackle, Justin Sewell. Oh, wait a minute. At left guard, Blake Brandel, who all I saw today was
not
much
good.
of the back of his jersey for the amount of time Blake Brandel. I can't wait for the PFF grades to come out. Not that they know anything. But if
isn't Brandel is a natural tackle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's playing out of position because you know what?
By the way, that is true. He's our third center.
He is. So you know what? If they really wanted to, if they don't want to play Rouse, here's what they could do. You put Brandel at right tackle, which is his natural position.
Yeah,
you put Joe Huber at guard.
Yeah, you could.
But you're still hurting because you've got friggin' Bijan Robinson score for Atlanta.
Yes,
you've still got Juergens at center.
Yeah, that's the problem. And again, teams will go over the center just like we saw when Garrett Bradbury was there for many years and just push back to center.
Well, my girlfriend's going to be happy. He bounced off 4 tackles to get that touchdown.
Was it a long run or was it a short run? It
was about 16 yards.
Okay, that's good. So that's 7.
Yeah, it's about 16 yards. It's now right now 16-7, about to become 17-7.
Nice, go Falcons! I hope they win. At least someone could be happy that of this group.
I'm depressed enough for everybody.
I am too. So. But let's not be depressed anymore. We will be back later this week. We will preview Myles Garrett's historic performance coming up against the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, so the NFL record for quarterback sacks is what? 8, 7?
Is it 7 or 8 for one guy? We're gonna have to monitor this because
So Myles Garrett probably breaks that record in the first half.
He probably will. He probably will, Tony.
Yeah.
I'm very fearful of the Browns. I really am. I don't know what the score is right now.
Offensively, they don't scare me. It's
a challenge.
They can score points defensively because they're that good. For Bill Dunkel, Sir Purple, for Tony Bell, and for Quality Control, great job with all the pictures. We bid you adieu. We'll be back next week. And no, we're not doing a sign-off today. We're just going to say, see ya. All through a standing in line, the clubs I'll never get in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never gonna win this.